Led the race high 45 laps today at driver number 27, Prefab Honda for Andretti Global. First win of the season, second here at Long Beach, as mentioned. Third career win as well. And now climbing into second place in the championship, 34 points behind Alex Below. Clean sweep.
34?
34, yeah. You're chipping away at it.
Yeah.
Better than not being 34.
You're right.
Okay, there we go. Just your thoughts on another win here at Long Beach. Pretty huge.
Yeah, it's really good, right? Like to win here at the 50th with this team, with this group, with Honda, and an Acura sponsored event, it's absolutely massive. You know, this was a flawless weekend for myself, for the team, for the crew, for everyone involved. And when you have flawless weekends like this, you tend to win. So this is a big step in the right direction. I know coming into this event, this was our time to turn things around. And fortunately, we were able to get it done. This is probably one of our top 3 circuits, I think, on the schedule, and it's important that we win those to have any chance of winning a championship. So this is a start, and hopefully this is a continuation of great things.
It's so easy to put pressure on knowing. I mean, we talked to you before heading into this weekend about, hey, this is an opportunity to make up some points, make up some ground. But doing it and thinking through it is 2 different things, right? So like put a lot of pressure on yourself.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Yeah, thinking and doing it is of course very different. It's really easy to say, yeah, you might as well just go out there, get pole, lead the whole race, and make it nice and simple. It's just not that simple, right? A lot of things need to align to make that happen, especially when you have 26 other of the best drivers in the world racing here against you that all want to beat you. So this is the days that we live for. As drivers, as teams, it's a special one to go out here and dominate like this. I know it might have made it a little bit boring to most of the media, the announcers, et cetera, but these are important for us, and this is exactly what, as drivers, we want to see happen.
We've got a lot of questions for you, so if you have a question, raise your hand. We'll get to as many as we can here in our time. Muriel, speaking with Bob, and then we'll work around the room.
Before the season, it seemed like the drag drivers were telling us not a lot has changed with Dan taking over as the majority owner, but I'm curious, in the first 3 weeks, was there much difference?
Yeah, I think the question always to us was, have you guys seen any differences? And the answer is it's usually no, because we don't see exactly what goes on the development side. But clearly, 3 races in now, we've seen better than we have been in the past couple of years, and that's due to his leadership and the investment that's going into the team. We have an influx of people, we have an influx of development. There's a big will to win, and you know, we got to win here, but we also had really good performances in the past 2 circuits. Thermal for us was not a good track, and we turned it into a great track. I thought having 2 cars that were running in the top 5 for most of the race. So. Yeah, hats off to Danny Cassidy. This was a big weekend for them, right? This was coast to coast, big weekend for Andretti, big weekend for us. Where they're racing at Bristol, down Formula E, down in Homestead, and then we had the premier sports car team here with Wayne Taylor and then us in IndyCar. And to cap it off with a win is absolutely massive for them, and it's all due to their efforts.
Back of the room towards the right, Marshall Pruitt, go ahead.
Kirk, I'll do my best Wolfgang impression and hit you with 2 questions. Let's start with P2 in the championship. Good day for you. Obviously, we're just 3 races in, but it's been a little while since we've been able to talk about Andretti early in the season being in the title hunt. Tell me about that side of it.
Yeah, that might be the highest I've ever been in a championship, if I'm not mistaken. You know, Andretti was a title contender last year with Colton coming on strong at the end of the season. And we want to make that evident throughout the season. We don't want it just to be right at the end where we're kind of clawing back at people. We want to be right there in the fight the entire time, if not leading. So this is a big one for us. This is a step in the right direction, but like I said before, we need more of these. This is just one step of many races to come.
Let's talk about Honda. You mentioned obviously they're based locally. HRC, also their American operations based. 50th anniversary of the race, their home race, huge victory to deliver for them, 3 in a row for them. Tell us about that achievement, what it means to deliver that, and also, are they doing anything different, at least through 2 street races and a road course this year, that stands out?
Yeah, you know, and I just want to give a hats off to them. Honda has done a phenomenal job over the off season to adjust for the changes that needed to be done, and we came out swinging this entire season thus far, and I think that's going to continue to be the case. And we had a very honest conversation. It was the first time that I ever sat down with the manufacturer and spoke with them in detail about everything that happens with the power unit, and they really listen to us, and you know, they're a huge part of our organization, right? They come in, they bring their engineers in, and they know everything about us, and we know everything about them. So it's very transparent. It's really cool to see, and this is, like, to your point, this is a huge weekend for them to win at the 50th Grand Prix Long Beach, presented by Acura, right? And to win it in a Honda powered car is so special. And we came out here at the beginning of the week. We actually went to their main facility in Torrance and toured it and got to meet all the employees, the associates, et cetera, and spent a lot of time with them. And they're all wonderful people. And to do it at home, I know there's a ton of Honda people here, and to do it in front of them where they can see where their efforts go is absolutely massive for the morale of Honda and the longevity of them as well. So very thankful for the product that they've given us. It's because of them that we're able to come out here and get these wins.
Rob?
Kyle, can you just elaborate a little bit on the significance of winning this iconic race on its 50th anniversary?
It's massive, right? You know, this is a historic race, and you know, I don't think it's set in yet for me, but I know how special it is coming into this. To win the 50th anniversary of this is huge, and to be a multi-time winner here is absolutely massive, right? It's turning into a shorter list for me that I'm putting my name on, and I'm proud to do so, and I'm proud to do it in an Andretti car too. Andretti's got huge history here, and to add to that history is big for me, it's big for the team, it's big for everyone involved.
Eric Smith?
Yeah, Kyle, you mentioned Colton, but I'm right. You actually have more wins since you joined Andretti Andretti Global than the whole other team combined. Do you feel?
I don't understand. Explain that stat again.
So your wins since you came in 23. So your wins.
So 3 wins.
Yep, is more than everybody else combined with Andretti, your teammates in that time frame.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's only been Colton that's won too.
Yeah,
right?
but
so we were matched up before this weekend.
Do you feel almost underappreciated a little bit too? Sometimes we got 2 Long Beach wins. Do you just feel like you're playing to put Kyle Kirkwood on the map?
You know, I don't mind being the underdog to you guys mostly, right? I think I'm not underappreciated. I'm considered as one of the still up and comers, even though I'm 26 now, right? I'm not super young. Alex Below has won championships at 26. But the team really appreciates my efforts, and that's what matters to me.
In front. To your right. There you go.
Kyle, congrats on the win today. I know earlier you mentioned how important this is for Dan and for Cassidy and this whole great, kind of the greater sphere of the TWG Motorsports family with the weekend that they were on behind the scenes of all the travel and everything to cap it off with this win here in Long Beach with you. What do you feel like this means for Dan and for Cassidy, knowing how much work they've put in to continue to morph and build this team over the last couple months, especially since Dan has taken on a much more role?
And I think it's like I mentioned, Bob. It's their efforts are paying off now, right? And it's things that we can't see because we still have the same exact people around us, the same exact group, but we can feel it, and things are starting to click. In multiple ways. We're producing faster race cars, we're getting better at the places that we weren't so great at. Our pit stops are exponentially better. There's a ton of investment going into it, and it's big for them, right? To see investments paying off, that's all people want to see. And I'm glad that we were able to do it on a big weekend for them, and to see their efforts pay off. And like I said earlier, hopefully this is a continuation of something and it's a step in the right direction. But this is just momentum rolling into the next few races, into the month of May, and hopefully we just keep bettering ourselves. I'd say the trajectory that we're on is maybe sharper than anybody else's right now in the series.
Mentioned earlier, you sit second in the championship, as high as you ever have been in your still somewhat young IndyCar career. You haven't, at least through a good chunk of the season, had you in any sort of a title fight position. I don't think these last couple of years. Do you feel like you're ready to win a championship in 2025?
Of course, it's when I was younger, that's all I did was win championships, and it's a different sensation when you're fighting kind of for those even top fives in the championship, right? It's a completely different mindset, and races like today are races, to be honest, that I was more used to when I was in the lower series, where you're not fighting people front and back. You kind of just dictate the pace of the race, and you kind of understand the strategy, and you just have to think about it, and you're kind of in control. Those are what I love. Where I tended to struggle in previous years was the ones where you kind of start in the 10th, 11th place spot, and you work your way through, and you overcome kind of adversity in those ways. That was something that was kind of seen out, or I guess, I don't know the right word. It was something that was very new to me. So for me to get another one of these and also better myself at a lot of these races where I'm starting a little bit further back and still coming back forward, proves that I think now people can start considering me a title contender.
It's time for 2 or 3 more. Go ahead, sir.
Hi Kyle, I'm Sergio Morales for 2020. How are you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
I'm alright, thank you. First off, congrats on your win. I'm pretty sure this is a great feeling for you. To add a little bit of extra sass to it, you just clocked in an average speed of 100.395 miles per hour, the second fastest in Long Beach history, only behind Simon Pagenaud in 2016. I bring this up because, there was no cautions at all throughout the race, so I do think that partly contributed. Did you at any point feel like, oh no, we might get a caution that might ruin the race flow and I have to take that, or was it just keep going, keep going, keep going?
I don't know if there was a point in the race that a caution would have hurt us. I would have to look back at it, but that was not in the back of my mind at all. You can never really focus on things that you can't control, right? So that's not really ever in my mindset. For me, it was really just keeping Alex at bay. I understood that they pit a lot earlier than us. I knew I needed to save kind of as much as him to be able to keep going a lot longer than him, because that was the name of the game today. Overcut was more powerful than undercut, but he made that undercut look powerful, even though it really wasn't. So to keep him at bay was the most important thing. Of course, there was Lundgaard on a different strategy, kind of hunting us too, but we had pace on him to be able to keep him at bay as well. So he was kind of out of sight, out of mind. It was Pelot that I was more focused on.
Go ahead, you're in the front row to your left. Kyle.
And speaking of below there, that last pit stop where you encountered lap traffic, was there really any worry as you were coming in the pit road that it was going to be side by side or really close there with below?
You're talking about the lap that I came in, the lap that I pit on?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just caught the traffic in the very last corner. It was actually ideal timing. It didn't hold me up whatsoever. If anything, I think I was probably on my fastest lap at that moment and came into the pit lane. We just had a little bit of a hiccup in pit lane, which kind of brought us back to him. He had a really quick pit stop, I imagine, and it got things really close. But one thing that was a little scary about that was one of the, which I don't know, both ECR cars, I think, threw a huge block on me at some point in the race, and I don't know if it was the same driver or if it was both drivers at different points, but there was a point there right before we stopped that they threw a big defend on me, allowed Alex to close about a 2-second gap on me, then hit immediately, which just means that he's right on her gearbox. It's essentially in the pit strategy, so the only thing that we had to better him was the one lap overcut, which made things a lot closer, but it would have been a lot more straightforward if we didn't have that traffic, to your point.
The broadcast on Fox said that you looked very Pelot-esque all day today, really all weekend. Tell us about the execution all weekend from your crew and yourself this week.
Yeah, it's important. It's important to have a clean weekend, and that starts with practice, right? You can't have hiccups in practice. You can't have times where you're fixing the car or you're throwing things at the car and you're losing track time. These are the good weekends where you roll off the trailer fast, you make minor changes, and you kind of just roll through qualifying and into the race with a car that you're very confident with, and you have adapted to very well. So these are the good ones, right? It's not all of them like that. A lot of them you gotta adapt quickly with setup and changes, but these are the ones that allow wins, are the ones that go smoothly like this.
What does this rank in your career in terms of wins?
What does this rank?
Yeah.
I would say it's second to winning here the first time. Getting that first win for me in 2023 was crucial for my career, crucial for my longevity. I don't know if I'd still be sitting in an Indy car if it wasn't for that win and the win at Nashville. So massive. But this one's a close second, winning at a historic event, the 50th Acura Grand Prix, and doing it with a team that has a lot of history behind them. It makes it more special than probably the national race.
Thank you, Kyle. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We got time for one more. Go ahead, sir.
So you started pole in one race a few years ago. You did the same thing today. Is there anything that you personally took from that, a win a few years ago, that you brought into today's event? And also, what about from a team, from a strategy point? So is there confidence or just setup or just understanding the flow of the race and how you could go ahead and go through and make that happen?
The only thing that I really took away from the race last year was how to manage, from 2 years ago, was how to manage traffic. 2 years ago, I got caught out by traffic and lost the lead for a big chunk of the race to Joseph Newgarden, and only because of strategy and I think a hiccup on their team allowed us to win the race. So managing that was probably the number one thing that I took away. But outside of that, it's like any race. You're just running to the maximum pace that your car allows, that the fuel allows to, and then also just controlling the pace in a way that is advantageous for you.